Hello and welcome to the part 2 for the chapter number 3, that is how can we create the simple website in a Kompozer, right? Previously in part 1 we learned what is the importance of the website and what are the planning that required to build the website. In part 2 we will study how actually we are able to implement the website. Now in real website implementation is the very time consuming task, right? So we are not able to implement the fully functional website over here. But what we will study in this, so we will show the basic steps that we require to develop the simple website. Now we will try to develop some simple e-commerce website that lists the different categories and product for the school applications, right? So in our applications we have the two pages, right? The first is the home pages. The home pages is a default page that we will display whenever user will enter any URL into the browser. Generally home page is a save with the name index.html, right? Home page will list the different categories of the product, and under different categories we also have the different lists, right? In product we also have the checkbox if you want to add that item to the cart, right? And also you have set the quantities whatever you require to purchase this product. Once all the product are selected, the next page is the billing page, which will show the what are the products you are selected to buy and what are the total amount, and below that we have the button for the payment options. So first stage is what? The first we try to design our home pages, right? So home page has basically two sections. The first one is the header and the second one is the body, right? In header we are able to show the two things, right? The first thing is the text name School Plaza and the second is the some image part, right? So for this what we are doing, we are adding one table, right? It has a single row but two columns. So how can we add the table? So we check the practically as well. So here what we are doing, I am taking the new file, blank document. In this I am going into the insert and table options. Here you can select how many rows and columns are required. So I am selecting the one row and two column from here, and that will be the add over here. Now we will learn first what are the properties of the table that we can set. So we can open the properties dialog box by double clicking on the table, right? Now the first part we have is the rows and columns part. So in that we can set the how many rows and columns are required for your application. So I need the one row and two columns. Then you can set the height and width for your table, right? So you can set according to your requirement. Suppose I will add the height 200 pixels. You can set the size in a percentage or pixels, right? And the width I am giving around the 900 pixel. By click on the apply button, you can check the output over here. Now after that, the next section we have is the border and spacing, right? How much border, how much spacing you required around the tables. After that, you have the text alignment, right? That means where you want to show the table. The default alignment is the left. By clicking on the center, the table will be shown to the center part. After that, this is the caption. Caption will show the kind of title for our table. Which type of detail you have shown in this table. For that, you can give the captions for this table. After that, you can set the background color for your table of your choice. So from here, you can select the any color of your choice, whatever you like. Okay, you can set the exact color. And after that, by click on the OK button and apply button, that effect will be shown over here, right? So these are the different properties of the table that we can set. So we have the size property, second is the border and spacing property, third is the table alignment property, next is the caption property, and the last is the background color properties. Now after this is done, Now what we have to done, we have to insert text as well as we have to insert the image as well. So what we are doing to, so here I am selecting some text over here. So my text is a school plaza. Okay. And into the second part, I want to add the image for this. So I click on the second cell, go into the insert and image part. Here you have to select the location of your image, which image you want to display over here. So I click on this. I have to select one image over here and click on the open part, right? Then you have to set the alternate text. If this image will not load, not shown into your web page, then what are the text it will display? So this is the alternate text. I am giving the simple message, image not load, and click on the OK button. You can also set the dimension, but first we check the default size. So this is the default size for my image. Right? You can set the height and width of this image by going into the dimension tab of the properties. So here you have the custom size option, right? Here you can set the width or height of your choice, whatever suitable for you. So I have select the width and height. And click on the OK. So image will be changed. So this is basically our header section is done. If you want to change the color, yeah, you want to format the text, then you have to select this, and in format you have the options to text color, right? From here you can select the color of your choice, right, that you want, and click on the OK button and you will able to show that color over here. So this is our header section is done with. Now what is required? So next is the body part of our page. In body part, what is needed? So in body part, again we have the two sections, right? Left hand side it will show the list of categories, and in right hand side it will show the list of the product under different categories, right? So again below that they inserted tables, right? But this time they have inserted with the two rows and two columns, right? Now they have add the categories text, right? In the categories sections, right? In this I am adding text categories, and on right hand side I am adding the text new products. Now if this is done, now what I needed, I need to add the categories name under the title categories. Now for that I am adding the categories name, right? So I am adding the different categories. After adding categories, what is required? I am adding one horizontal line over here, right? So how can you add the horizontal line? Suppose over here I am adding one categories as a stationery. Now I need the line. After that I need the second category's name. So to add the line you have to go into the insert horizontal line, right? So it will create a horizontal line over here, right? We set the background color to normal so that you will see the effect clearly. Okay, so this is a horizontal line you are able to see, right? The first is the stationery. Second, I am adding the bags, right? For bags also, I can add the horizontal line into the same way, right? So this is the, we are adding the different categories. We customize the text and add the horizontal line. Now what is needed? I want the categories as a link. So now we will check how can we add the link into the page, right? So to add a link, again we have to go into the insert tab, right? In insert tab we have to select the link options. So over here it will display. You can select the text or you can add the text over here also, right? I am adding tiffin as a text. Now whenever user click on this link, then which page should be open, right? Because hyperlink we basically use for the navigation purpose, right? So for that you can select the option from here, right? I can select any HTML form that you want to open. HTML form I have selected for the link and click on the OK. So you are able to see the text with the different color as well as underline below that. So this is a simple link that I have added. So this is the categories part is done, right? So for categories, we have added simple table, simple text, customize the text, add the horizontal ruler and provides a hyperlink for that. Now, once everything is done, now what is the needed for this, right? So now we have to set the right hand side, that is the product part of our pages, right? So this is the product part. So in product part, what we are adding, that is we are adding the different images, right? So you can able to show the image over here. Now I have to give the product description, right? So after that, you can write the simple text as a product details, right? Now below that, you can able to see the one checkbox over here, right? So this is the, after that, I am adding one checkbox, right? After that, you can able to see one quantity text box over here, right? In that, user can select how many quantities of the product he needed for this, right? So after that, what I am doing is I am adding quantities text box over that, right? And after that, we have to write the JavaScript code, right? To add that product dynamically into the cart as well as generate the bill. So to work these applications, right, we have to write too many codes, right? We have to perform too many validation as well for the fully working applications. So what are the different validations we required for this, right? So first validation is we have add the proper image, right? Next validation required is the purchase button, right? On purchase button, we have to implement it. On the next JavaScript detail functions required onto the detail page, right? And the next required for the cart page, right? Okay, how can we add to the cart? How can we generate the total? How can we give the payment option? So to perform all these operations, JavaScript function is required to have. Now, basically, JavaScript functions is worked on the base of the cookies. Now, first we understand what is this cookies is. Now you have selected two items from our website. So I have to remember what item is selected by user. So I have to store that detail somewhere, right? So the one option is we can store into the database part, right? But it is the again required too much coding. The second option is you can generate the simple text file and that we text file stored somewhere. So that simple text file that is stored into the client browser itself, that is known as the cookies. So cookies is a simple text file that in that you can store whatever details you want to remember about the user, right? So that is known as the cookies. The whole the cart and bill calculations functionality that we are implementing in JavaScript is based on the cookies. So we have again the too many JavaScript functions. One function required to retrieve that data. Another function is for the data conversion between integer to string, string to float, different types of data types. One JavaScript function is again required for the calculate totals, right, as well as display total. Thank you.